What if I told you that real magic still exists, not the kind with smoke and mirrors, but the kind that makes your brain stop working for a few seconds? The kind that leaves some of the toughest judges in the world completely silent. Today we are diving into one of the most unbelievable close-up magic performances ever seen on America's Got Talent, the moment Eric Chien walked onto that stage and quietly rewrote the rules of modern magic. So sit back, relax, and prepare to question reality itself. Before we jump in, if you enjoy mind-blowing talent, impossible moments, and stories that make you say wait, how did that just happen, you are in the right place. Make sure you stay till the end because this performance is not just about tricks. It is about precision, patience, and one of the coldest reactions from Simon Cowell you will ever see. The stage lights come up, the audience is buzzing, and then Eric Chien walks out. No dramatic entrance, no loud music, no big personality shouting for attention. Just a calm, focused magician with a quiet confidence that feels different. From the very beginning, you can tell this is not going to be a typical magic act. Simon Cowell looks at him with that familiar expression. Arms crossed, slight smile, curious but skeptical. Simon has seen everything, or at least he thinks he has. Eric introduces himself softly and sets up his table. The silence in the room grows heavier. Close-up magic on a massive stage is already a risky move. There is nowhere to hide. Every mistake is amplified. Every second matters. And then it begins. Eric places a small red cube on the table. Simple, ordinary, or so it seems. He covers it briefly with a cup, lifts the cup, and the cube is gone. Not vanished in a flashy way. It simply is not there anymore. The audience reacts instantly, but Eric does not pause. He keeps moving, like he knows exactly where this is going. He taps the table, lifts another cup, and the cube reappears. Clean. Impossible. No extra motion. No hesitation. Simon leans forward. What makes this performance different is not just what happens, but how it happens. Eric never rushes. He lets every moment breathe. He gives your mind enough time to think you understand what is going on, and then he takes that understanding away. Next, Eric introduces a coin. He places it on the table, covers it with a card, and slowly slides the card away. The coin melts through the surface of the table. Not drops, not falls, it melts. The visual is so clean that even watching it in slow motion does not help. The audience gasps. You can see judges looking at each other, silently asking the same question. Did that really just happen? Simon Cowell does not speak. And that silence is powerful. Eric continues. The cube comes back. The coin comes back. Objects travel, vanish, and reappear with surgical precision. There are no wasted movements. Every finger placement feels intentional. Every pause feels calculated. At one point, Eric places the cube into his hand. He closes his fingers slowly. When he opens them, the cube has transformed. Not changed color. Not duplicated. Transformed into a coin. The same coin from earlier. This is the moment where the room completely loses it. You can hear screams. You can hear laughter. That uncontrollable kind of laughter people do when their brain cannot keep up with what their eyes are seeing. Simon Cowell's face changes. That confident, unimpressed look is gone. Now there is genuine confusion. And that is rare. Eric does not celebrate. He does not smile big. He simply continues, as if this level of impossibility is normal for him. Then comes one of the most talked about moments of the performance. Eric places the cube under a cup again. He places the coin under another. He switches them. Or, at least you think he does. He lifts the first cup. Coin. He lifts the second cup. Cube. Simple switch. Right. Wrong. He lifts the cube. It disappears in mid-air. Just gone. No cover. No distraction. He snaps his fingers, lifts the cup, and the cube is back. Inside the cup, where it should not be. This is where Simon Cowell finally reacts. He laughs. Not a polite laugh. A real one. The kind that says, I have no idea how you did that, and I do not like that you fooled me. For a judge known for being brutally honest and hard to impress, that reaction is everything. Eric moves into the final phase. The pace slows down. The lighting feels more focused. You can tell something big is coming. He places the cube on the table one last time. He covers it with his hand. Slowly lifts his hand. The cube has turned into a die with multiple faces, each side changing as he rolls it with his fingers. The transformation is smooth, visual, and completely impossible. The audience erupts. Eric steps back. He bows slightly. The act is over. There is a brief moment of silence before the applause explodes. Standing ovation. Cheers. Shouts. Judges clapping. Simon Cowell looks at him and finally speaks. He does not explain the trick. He does not try to guess. He simply admits that what he just saw was special. That it felt different. That it felt real. And that is the magic of Eric Chien. This performance is not about flashy props or loud presentation. It is about control. It is about confidence. It is about trusting the audience to pay attention and then rewarding that attention with something unforgettable. Close-up magic is one of the hardest forms of magic to master. There is no distance, no smoke, no mirrors, just hands, objects, and timing. Eric Chien does not just perform close-up magic. He elevates it. That is why this moment on America's Got Talent stands out. In a show filled with singers, dancers, and huge visual acts, a quiet magician with a small red cube managed to steal the spotlight and leave Simon Cowell speechless. Even after the show aired, people rewatched the performance again and again. Frame by frame, slow motion, trying to catch something, and failing every time. Because the real secret is not just in the technique. It is in the presentation. The patience. The confidence to let silence do the talking. Eric Chien reminded the world that magic does not need to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, the quietest moments are the ones that hit the hardest. And if a performance can surprise Simon Cowell, confuse professional magicians, and leave millions of viewers questioning reality, then you know you just witnessed something truly unforgettable. If you enjoyed reliving this unbelievable moment, let me know. There are many more performances like this that deserve a closer look. And remember, sometimes the real magic is not in what you see, but in what you cannot explain. As the applause fades and Eric Chien steps off the stage, something interesting happens. The magic does not stop. In fact, that is when it truly begins. Because now the judges, the audience, and millions of viewers at home are all doing the same thing. Replaying the performance in their minds, trying to make sense of what they just witnessed. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, shaking his head slightly. This is not frustration. This is disbelief. Simon has built a career on judging talent instantly. He knows within seconds if something is good or not. But what Eric just did does not fit neatly into any box. What makes this moment so powerful is that Simon does not try to challenge it. He does not say it was just clever hands or good camera angles. Instead, he respects it. And for Simon Cowell, respect is rare. As the judges give their feedback, you can hear it in their voices. This was not just entertaining. It was unsettling in the best way possible. The kind of magic that does not just surprise you but stays with you long after it is over. Eric Chien speaks calmly when responding. He thanks the judges, nods politely, and walks off. No ego. No celebration. Just quiet confidence. That alone makes him stand out even more. Backstage, the atmosphere is different. Contestants are usually loud, excited, nervous. But Eric remains composed, almost like he already knew this was going to happen. Like this performance was just another step in a much longer journey. And that journey did not start on America's Got Talent. Eric Chien spent years mastering close-up magic, a form that many magicians avoid because it leaves no room for error. Your hands are the stage. The audience is inches away. Every angle matters. Every breath matters. This is why magicians around the world reacted so strongly to this performance. Professionals were just as confused as casual viewers. Some even admitted that certain moments made no sense to them at all. When Simon Cowell hears that experienced magicians are baffled, his reaction says everything. This is not just a good act. This is elite-level artistry. As the competition continues, people start talking. Social media clips go viral. Slow-motion breakdowns appear everywhere. Everyone is trying to expose the secret. And everyone fails. Because Eric's magic is not built around one big secret. It is built around layers. Even if you understand one part, another part hits you from a different direction. Simon Cowell later mentions how dangerous it is to do close-up magic on such a big stage. One mistake and the illusion collapses. But Eric never loses control. Not once. That level of control is what separates a good magician from a great one. As viewers watch his next appearances, expectations are high. Can he top that first performance? Can he surprise Simon Cowell again? And then he does. Each time Eric returns to the stage, he brings something new. New objects. New visuals. But the same calm energy. The same precision. The same confidence. Simon Cowell starts to smile earlier now. Not because he knows what is coming, but because he knows he is about to be fooled again. That shift is important. Simon is no longer waiting to judge. He is waiting to experience. One of the most fascinating things about Eric Chien is how he uses silence. In a show filled with loud reactions and dramatic music, Eric allows quiet moments to exist. And those moments pull everyone in. Simon Cowell understands this better than anyone. Silence can be more powerful than noise. And Eric uses it perfectly. By the time the season progresses, Eric Chien is no longer just another contestant. He is a benchmark. Other acts are now being compared to him. That is when you know someone has made an impact. When the judges discuss his performances, Simon Cowell points out something subtle but important. He says that Eric does not try to impress. He simply does the magic and lets the audience decide. That honesty is rare. And audiences feel it. The final performances arrive, and the pressure is intense. The stage feels bigger. The lights feel brighter. The expectations feel heavier. Eric walks out once again. Same calm expression. Same quiet focus. Simon Cowell watches closely. And once again, Eric delivers. Not by repeating what worked before, but by evolving it. New ideas. New visuals. Same impossible feeling. By the end, Simon Cowell stands up. Not because he has to. Because he wants to. That moment seals it. Regardless of the final result, Eric Chien has already won something bigger. He has changed how close-up magic is seen on a global stage. He proved that you do not need explosions or giant illusions to create wonder. Sometimes all you need is a small red cube, a coin, and complete mastery over your craft. Even now, years later, people still talk about that first audition. About Simon Cowell's reaction. About the silence. About the feeling that something genuinely impossible just happened. And that is the true legacy of Eric Chien on America's Got Talent. He did not just perform magic. He made people believe in it again.